Hello boys, I Dr. Pradeep Kumar Srivastava. Welcoming to all of you in my surveying class. Today's topic is the method of plane table survey. Dear boys, as chain survey, compass survey, tape survey, and there is theodolite survey, tempi level survey. So such type of kind of survey is the plane table survey. Today, in this lecture, we will discuss about this survey. So let us start our this topic, method of plane table survey. The plane table surveying is that method of surveying in which the field work and plotting work is done simultaneously. And no office work is necessarily required. The plane table is generally adopted for survey in which high precision is not required. It is mainly employed for small scale or medium size mapping. The law of plane tabling is the parallelism, meaning the ray down from the station to item on the paper are parallel to the line in the station to the object on the ground. The relative position of these objects on the ground are represented with their own plotted position about the paper and lie on the respective rays. The table is always placed at each of the successive station, so parallel into the position is occupied in the starting station. Plane table is a graphically way of plane table surveying is a graphically method of the surveying in which field observation and plotting are done simultaneously. It is simpler and cheaper than theodolite surveying and mostly suitable for small scale survey or medium scale map or filing detail between two stations by theodolite traversing or triangulation. The plan is prepared. The survey in the field while the area being surveyed is before its eyes, and so it is not possible to omit the necessity. So, principle of the plane table survey. The principle of plane table survey is that the rays drawn from the different point should move through the position of a single leveling, that is station point, and the position of the table at your station should be the same as that the earlier station, that is the table should be accurately oriented at the next subsequent station. In this method of the survey, a tabletop similar to drawing fitted on the tripod is the main instrument. The drawing sheet is fixed into the tabletop. The observation is made to the object distance are sealed down and the object is plotted in the field itself. So since the plotting is made the field itself, so there is no chance of omitting any measurement in the surveying. The accuracy achieved in this type of the survey is less. The type of surveying is used for filling up the detail between the survey station previously and fixed by other method. So we will discuss on the plane table survey. Actually, this is the plane table survey board. Introduction, principle, instrument, setting up the plane table and method of plane table are advantage and source of error. Plane table surveying. So plane table surveying is a graphical method of survey in which the field observation and plotting are done simultaneously. It is a simple and cheaper than theodolite survey, and it is most suitable for small scale map. The plane is drawn by the surveyor in the field, and while the area of the surveyed is before his eye, and therefore there is no possibility of meeting the survey. So the following instruments are used in the plane table surveying. Say this is the plane table. This is down the tripod, and this is the alidade. 1 minute. This is plane table. This is tripod, and this is LED. I have marked on this. Okay. Now, equipment and accessory of plane table. So this is accessory of Trough Compass, spirit level. You fork with the Plumb, waterproof cover, drawing paper, pins, and drawing accessories. Plane table, it means the drawing board of the plane table is made from well-seasoned wood with the upper surface exactly plane. It is normally rectangular in shape with size 75 centimeter by 60 centimeter. It is it is mounted on the tripod, and clamps are provided to fix it in any direction, so the table can revolve about its vertical axis and can be clamped in any position when necessary. This is plane table. Okay, clear. This is top side. This is bottom side. This is plane table. This is tripod. Now the plane table is mounted on a tripod, and the tripod is generally of open frame type, combined rigidity with lightness, and the tripod may be made to fold for the convenience of the transportation. Tripod is provided with 3-foot screw at the top of leveling of the plane table. This is this is the tripod. This is this. All are tripod. Now number has come of the LED. So this is the photograph of the LED. So the LED is useful for establishing a line of sight. Two types of LED are used: simple LED and telescopic LED. So simple LED, it is used for ordinary work. It is generally consists of a gunmetal or wooden rule with the vertical vans at the end. The eye vane is provided with a narrow slit with the object van open and carry a horsehair, and both the slits that are provided a definite time of sight, and which can be made to pass through the object of the sighted. Simple LED. This is the photographer. Simple LED. The range. One of the edge of LED is believed, and this perfectly smooth working edge in none at the fiduciary edge. The fiduciary edge is graduated to facilitate the plotting of the distance of a scale. Now telescopic LED. The telescopic LED is used when it is required to take inclined sight, and it essentially consists of a small telescope with a level tube and generated or mounted on horizontal axis. So it gives higher accuracy and more range of sight. This is the telescopic LED. This is the photograph of telescopic LED. In this is the protector This is the scale and this is the alidade. This is also a telescopic alidade and this is the split level. Now, trough compass. The trough compass is required for drawing the lines showing magnetic meridian on the paper, and it is used to orient the table to the magnetic meridian. And when the freely suspended middle shows 0 degree at the line you draw on the drawing paper, and which presents the magnetic north. This is the trough compass. Actually, there are two types of compass. One is the prismatic compass and one is the trough compass. So this is the trough compass. This is not, we cannot move 360 degrees. Now, a spirit level. A spirit level is used for the accelerating if the table is properly level, and the table is level by the placing the level on the board in two positions at the right angle and getting the bubble central in both positions. Now spirit level. Now U fork with the plumb bob. So U fork with plumb bob is used for centering table over the point of station occupied by the plane table when the plotted position of that point is already on the sheet. Also in the beginning of the work, and it is used for the transferring ground point on the sheet. This is the U fork and it used like this. Now U fork with the plumb bob. An umbrella is used for the protect the drawing paper from rain, and drawing paper. Drawing paper is used for the plotting the ground detail. Advantage and disadvantage of the plane table surveying. So the play advantage, what is first we will discuss advantage. The plane is drawn by the surveyor himself, and while the area to be surveyed is before his eyes, and therefore there is possibility of omitting the necessary measurement, and the surveyor can compare the plot work and with the actual lecture with the actual feature of the area. So this is the photograph of the plane table surveying. Advantage and disadvantage of the plane table surveying. So advantage, it is simple and cheaper than the theodolite survey, and it is most suitable for small scale map. And no great skill is required to produce a satisfactory map, and work may be centered to it subordinate, and it is useful in magnetic area where compass may be used. The mistake in writing field book are estimated. Advantage and disadvantage of plane table surveying. Topic is running. So what is the disadvantage? Limitations. It is not indicated for every accurate work. It is not suitable in monsoon. It is not, it is essential a tropical instrument, and due to heaviness, it is convenient to transport. And since there are so many accessories and there are likelihood of them being lost, so this is the advantage of plane service surveying. Now we will discuss on the principle of plane table surveying. The principle of plane table parallelism means principle all the ray drawn through the various detail should be passes through the survey station. So the position of plane table at which station must be tangential, that is the each survey station, and the table must be oriented in the direction of magnetic north. Now principle of the plane table survey. Now method of the setting of the plane table. So the process are involved in setting of the plane table over the station, leveling, centering, and orientation. This is leveling. This is spirit level, and this is leveling. Now leveling and centering. The table should be set up at the convenient height for working on the board, and say about the leg of tripod should be spread well apart and firmly into the ground. The table should be active placed over the station on the ground, that is the point plotted on the seat corresponding to the station occupied should be exactly over the station on the proud. So the operation is known as the centering and the plane table. So it is done by U4 and Plumb. And for leveling, the leveling ordinary split level may be used. The table is leveled by placing the level on the board in two positions at right angle, and the getting of the bubble central in both directions. This is centering. This is centering. instrument for the center. Now orientation. The process by which the position occupied by the board at various survey stations are kept parallel is known as the orientation. Thus, so when a plane table is properly oriented and the line on the board are parallel to be line on ground which they represent. So there are two methods of the orientation. So by magnetic needle, by back. So in this method, the magnetic north is drawn on the paper at particular station. So at the next station, the throw-out compass is placed along the line of magnetic north, and the table is turned in such a way and that the end. So now the trough compass is placed along the line of magnetic north and the table is turned in such a way and there are anti-magnetic needle are opposite to the error or the scale, and the board is then fixed in position by clamps, and this method is ensuring and accurate in the signs that the results are likely to be affected by the local attraction. So this is orientation. By back sighting, A, first survey station, and B, second survey station. So suppose a time is drawn from the station A on a paper as AB represents red line AB on ground. The table is turned with the able, the side basis, and the remaining road at the board, and then the clamp and its position. So this method is better than previous one, the give perfect orientation. And this is the orientation instrument. So method of planning traveling. There are there are four distinct method of the plane traveling. So method of radiation, method of intersection, method of traversing, and method of resection. In the radiation method of the plane surveying the direction of the object or point to be located or obtained by the driving radial time and along individually is the individual alighted after the getting the object of point also long and the line of sight of the horizontal distance are so the horizontal distance are then measured and the shield of all the correspondent the horizontal distance then measured and sealed of an corresponding detail line the mark and their position on the drawing. So this is the radiation method. Suppose P is a station on the ground from where the object A, B, C and D are visible. So plane table is set up over the station P and divided and drawing X on the and the X located converted A point and A point is selected on the sheet of the represent the station A. So the north line is marked on the right hand to top of corner of the sheet and with trough compass of the circular box compass. With the alidade, touching map the ranging died to ABC and ID. With the now the distance PA and PB and PC and PD are increased to plotted to any suitable scale. Often the point ABC are presenting ABCD on paper. Now this is the radiation method. This is the radiation method. And method of intersection. So in intersection method of the plane table surveying, the object or point to be located or obtained at the point of intersection of radial line and drawn from the different station. So in this method, the plotting of the plane table station are to be carried out accurately checking is important and thus down are taking third side from another station. Now the intersection method is suitable. The intersection of the method suitable when distance is object and large thus the method is preferred is small scale survey and the maintenance. The suppose A and B are two stations and P is the subject on the far bank of a river and now it is the required to fix position of P on the sheet by the intersection of rays drawn from A and B. So the table is the setup at A and it is leveled and centered so that a point, a pole, the subject is just over the station A and the earth line is marked on the right hand top corner and the table is then clamped. So with the alidade, the project P and the ranging rod and B intersected and rays on the ground is the peaceful edge on the alidade. The method of intersection. Now I will explain method of intersection. So the distance AB is measured and plotted to any suitable scale to obtain point B. So the table is shifted and centered even B and located. The table is shifted and centered over B and leveled properly. So now the alidade is placed along the lie bar and orientation is done by blank sighting. So with the alidade touching of the bastard and the ray, so it is the P bisted and a very drawn suppose. So this ray increase the previous ray and the point P, and the point P is the required plotted position of P. This is the method of intersection. Now we will discuss on the method of traversing. So this method of plane table surveying is used to plot a traverse in case a station have not been previously. So plotted by some other method. In this method, traverse station are first selected. So the station are the station in this method, traverse station are first selected and the station are plotted by method of radiation by taking back and sight on the preceding and station at to for sight on the flowing and the distance are generally shear distance are generally measured by tachmeter, tachmetric method and the surveying work had to perform with great care. So suppose A, B, C, D are traverse station. So the table is the setup on the station A and suitable point A is selected on the sheet in the such a way and that the whole area may be plotted in the sheet. So the table is centered level and clamped. The both time is marked on the right hand top corner of the sheet. So with the alidade touching point, the ranging at the B is the biscuited and a ray are drawn. So the distance AB is measured and plotted to any suitable scale. So this is the method of traversing. The table is shifted, touching point, the ranging rod at B is the dissected and a ray is drawn. The distance is measured and plotted to any suitable scale. So the table is shifted and centered over B. It is then tabled, oriented by back sighting and clamped with the alidade and touching point B are managing at the C4 bisected and the ray of the drawn and the distance we see is measured and plotted to the same point, so same scale. The table is shifted and set up at C and the same procedure is repeated. In this manner, all stations are traversed are connected. Now check line. In the check line, the accuracy of plane table traverse. A few check lines are taken by the sliding back to some proceeding station. Now error of closure. If the traverse to be plotted is the closed traverse, the fourth side from the termination station and should be passed through the first station. Otherwise, the amount has been which plotted person of the first station on the error of the closure. If the traverse to be plotted is the closed traverse and the fourth side from the terminating station should be passed through the first station. Otherwise, the mounting by which plotted position of the first station, the fourth side fail a close to designated as the error of the closure, and it is the adjusted of graphically, and if the error is within the permissible kinds before in other plotting work are done. Now, this is the method of traversing, a method of resection. So, resection is the process of determining and the plotted position of the station occupied by the plane table and by means of the single taken towards a known point and location of which have been plotted. And here are four methods of resection: by compass, by back sighting, by 2-point problem, and by 3-point problem. So method of resection, suppose it is required to establish a station and position. We let R select 2-point and we on the ground. So the distance AB is a measured and method to the scale, and the line AB are known as the baseline. The table is a setup at A, and it's a detail centered and oriented by the visiting and the ranging rod at B, and the table is the clamped and with the alidade touching point of the ranging rod, and P is the bisected and the ray is the drawn. So then a point P1 is the marked on the way estimating with the eye. This is the more method of resection. Table shifted at the center in which a way, and the P1 is just ever P, and it is then oriented by a back sighting by ranging rod at A. So with the alidade touching point B, the ranging rod and B is bisected and the ray drawn. So suppose this ray intersect the previous ray and the point P. So this point projection the position of the station, and P on the P on the seat, then actual position of the section B for the round of the U for and plumbing for. This is the by compass on the 2-point problem. Now we will discuss the 2-point problem. In this problem, to well-defined point, those positions have already been plotted on the plan are selected, then the perfectly is bisecting, and this point new station is established at the required position. So dear boy, you have study about this survey, plane table survey, and how much my knowledge has shifted in your mind. So please give me reply of the MCQ. Okay, so just we are starting MCQ. Question number 1. Which of the following is caused by careless handling? There is 4 questions on your screen. Which are correct? Please reply this. Now, question A, B, C, D. So question 1, there is answer A, B, C, D are on your screen. Which are correct? Correct answer is B, gross error. Now a system will be error-free if we remove all systematically. Is it true or false? Yes, it is false. Correct answer is B. And a negative deflection shows that magnetic meridian to the stern side of the true meridian and western side of the true meridian. So which is correct? Correct answer is B. It's the western side of the true meridian. And now, next question. A series of closely spaced contours and which answer are correct? Yes, correct answer is A. Slip slope. Now a telescope is said to be inverted. It is so vertical circle it to right or bubble of the telescope is down or up. So which is the correct answer? Correct answer is A. Vertical circle is to right and the bubble of the telescope is down. So and next question, an angle of the 45 with a chain line may be set out with. So which is the correct answer? Correct answer is C. French cross star. Now a level line is a horizontal line or vertical line? Which is correct answer? Correct answer is B. Okay. Line parallel to be mean a spherical surface of the earth. And next question, a gate cab is fitted with a which way gate cab fitted? Yes, correct answer is D, prismatic compass. Now, last question. Along 0, slope, the correction to be applied to each and correct answer is A, 30 seconds. So this is the reference book for which we have taken this matter, and this is also reference book. And thank you very much for attending my class and taking interest. You are also welcome in my next class, which will be tomorrow.